Hey guys, this is Average Joe's Fantasy Football, and I appreciate you guys coming back to our channel. That way you guys can catch up on your Week 8 waiver wire video. Is it already Week 8? Isn't that crazy how time is flying by this season? Just think, we're only about 6 weeks away for most playoffs to start and really get to the nitty-gritty of this season. So I'm hoping this content that we're giving you guys is some great information to help you guys, again, set yourselves up for some winning seasons and games, all right? So if you haven't yet, make sure you hit the like button on this video. Again, hit that subscribe button. Really easy to click. We are 20 subscribers away from hitting that 100 mark. So thank you guys so much for hitting the subscribe button, liking our videos. You guys have given us some great feedback for our content. And again, we're just here to help you guys out in getting the right lineup questions, right trade questions, all of those things to help you guys have a successful fantasy season with all this craziness going on in 2020. So without further ado, let's get to our Week 8 waiver wire video. So the first thing I want to talk about is going to be the receiver position. Yes, injuries have occurred again. Unfortunately, Odell Beckham, poor guy, has torn his ACL. He is out for the season. I wish him luck. I know there were a lot of great tweets out there that, especially from his colleagues and, even others from around the world, just giving him that love and support that he needs to get through this so that way he can come back nice and healthy next year. With that said, the first guy I really want to talk about is going to be for the Cleveland Browns, Rashard Higgins. So Rashard Higgins had a great game with the absence of Odell. Of course, with any injury, there's always someone that's going to step up. He had a great game. He's about 100% available, so make sure you look for him in the waiver wire. He's 100% available in most leagues. He also put up 17 points in PPR last week and over 110 receiving yards. So he's someone that was targeted a lot. Really, you got Jarvis Landry and Higgins. So those are your guys and weapons that are going to be going forth for the Cleveland Browns. So make sure he is somebody you need to pick up. Again, filling your flex position, maybe a wide receiver 2 or 3, depending on how your lineup is. So make sure you go after Rashard Higgins, okay? Next guy I want to talk about is Corey Davis. So Corey Davis for the Tennessee Titans. He's back from the COVID IR list. He was out for a couple games. He is back. Had a great game last week. Put up 15 points. And prior to being on the COVID IR list, he was actually averaging about 13 points a game. So he's a very solid, consistent player in the PPR game. And if you really watch that game, Tannehill has so many different weapons. And there might be games that are, Corey Davis has a really good one. A.J. Brown had an amazing game. And obviously he's someone that you absolutely need to start. But Corey Davis is available. He's available in about 73% of most leagues. So he is somebody you can pick up, again, to fill up some flexes, especially with bye weeks, and again, some injuries to certain players have occurred, so make sure you go after him. Next guy I want to talk about is Nelson Agholor. I know that sounds crazy in the fantasy world, especially with his, let's just say, issues in the past with the Philadelphia Eagles, dropping some big game catches. But he's actually done a really amazing job for the Las Vegas Raiders, filling in really as their wide receiver 1. I think they've been able to use him properly, whereas Philly kind of put him and forced him in the slot. His skill set is more for the outside. He's got the speed. His route running is actually improved. And his catching has actually really done a great job. Yeah, he had a couple drops here and there throughout the season, but he's done a really good job of being consistent. I think his new scenery has really grown and helped him out. He has been doing an amazing job. He's available in about 97% of most leagues. He's averaged a TD in the last 3 games, so he's done, again, amazing work. Make sure you go after him. He's a sneaky sleeper player almost every single week, especially when, Derek Carr loves and trusts this guy. So right now he's starting to get some of those extra targets and taking away from Waller. So Nelson Agholor is a great one. A couple other people I want to mention as far as receivers go. Deontay Harris for the Saints, available in about 97% of the leagues. He filled in nicely for Sanders and Michael Thomas being out. Yes, obviously when those guys come out, Deontay Harris's stock drops drastically, but until we get further news right now, Michael Thomas may miss Week 8 again, so Drew Brees is relying on Harris or Traquan Smith, but I think Harris is the guy to go to this week. Make sure you look after him. Curtis Samuel for the Carolina Panthers, 85% available. He's come back from some injuries, had a great game last week. Really, that whole team's got some great lineup for next week at Atlanta. Curtis Samuel, DJ Moore, Robbie Anderson, Teddy Bridgewater is just doing an amazing job. Last time he played Atlanta, he did an amazing job. So, again, I expect that again. Curtis Samuel is someone I might want to pick up in that flex spot or maybe DFS sleeper. Other guy I want to talk about is Sterling Shepard for the New York Giants. Available in about 72% of leagues. He's back from his injury. Had a great game showing from his first game back. He obviously will get back into that wide receiver 1 slot. And I think that will help Slayton a lot. So Slayton's another guy. If he's available, may want to consider. But Sterling Shepard absolutely is the wide receiver 1 for the New York Giants. Make sure you go after him. Last guy for the receiver is Brandon Ayuk. He's still available. About 52% of most leagues. And with Deebo Samuel out again due to injury, unfortunately, Brandon is going to be the guy filling in that wide receiver 1 role. He's done a great job. He's averaging over 100 yards when he does get the start. They play him in a lot of different positions, slot, outside, sometimes rushing. And with obviously injuries to Wilson, still Mostert, they're going to utilize him a lot more. So make sure you go after Brandon Ayuk. Again, available about 52% of most leagues. Next thing I want to talk about is Teddy Bridgewater for the Carolina Panthers. Again, he's the reason why I bring him up as a waiver. He's available in about 56% of most leagues. He's playing Atlanta again. Last time he played him, he put up about 22 points or so, depending on how your scoring format is. He put up 20 points last week. I expect him to have another great game against Atlanta. Make sure you go after him. He's a great streaming quarterback this week if you need to fill in for a bye or maybe an injury. Teddy Bridgewater is the guy to go with. Next I want to go is JaMycal Hasty. So Hasty, it's a weird issue going on with San Francisco, and I apologize for anybody who put McKinnon in. He hurt a lot of people. I don't know what's going on with Kyle Shanahan. I think he's playing games. He says that he was resting him because of what he did early in the season. I'm not buying that. I think there's something else going on behind the scenes. McKinnon still might be the guy, but I would keep a track. We'll update obviously on our Twitter and Instagram, but just keep track of the information going on. Hasty was after Wilson went down with his severe injury. Really took over the carries. McKinnon only saw like 3 or 4 snaps towards the end of the game. So Hasty's the guy I would kind of look for. He's available in about 80% of the leagues. Coleman may be back. They're trying to aim for week 8 this week. But just keep an eye on those 49ers back. Like the Patriots, it can be very hit or miss. So if you're desperate, Hasty's the one I'm thinking would be the pick if Coleman doesn't come back. But again, just keep an eye on it. Follow us on Twitter. Get your news reports as fast as you can. Whatever you need. Obviously, we'll update as soon as we know any more information. But he's the guy to go with. Next guy is Chase Edmonds. He's probably gone in your league, but he is actually available in about 38% of most leagues. I know he's gone in our league that we're in. He's done a great job. Even when Kenyon Drake was in, he was getting a lot of the PPR receiving. He was actually the big explosive running back for them. And now's his chance. He may even take more of the snaps when Drake does come back for injury. Right now they're expecting Drake to miss anywhere from 2 to 4 games. Obviously, the timeline hasn't been given a true timeline, but it's about an estimate of what's going on with his injury. So Chase Edmonds becomes the automatic starter for the Arizona Cardinals. And we'll see what happens when he's just the only guy. I think he may be the one to steal this job from Kenyon Drake, and I feel sorry for all of you Kenyon Drake owners who did draft him up pretty early and high in your ADP. So but just keep an eye on Chase Edmonds. If he's out there, absolutely grab him in a heartbeat. Couple other honorable mentions I want to talk about for this week as far as waivers. First guy is Zach Moss, 54% available. He's been very efficient, a lot more efficient than Singletary. He had 10 points last week. You might see some things changing in Buffalo, but just keep an eye on Zach Moss. He's available in, like I said, most leagues. Richard Rodgers, the tight end for the Philadelphia Eagles. Obviously, Ertz is hurt and out. Goddard's still hurt. Not sure exactly when he's coming back, but he's supposed to be coming back soon. Rodgers had a great game filling in. He had 14 points. He's the only tight end option right now for Philly. Make sure you pick him up if you need a tight end streaming. Next guy is Eric Ebron. Ebron is hit or miss, but Ebron's been getting a lot of targets. Last week he had 8 targets to him. He's available about 54% of the league. And if you look at their schedule coming up, they've got some very weak defenses that are in the next 5 to 6 games. He's a great tight end that might help you during the playoff times towards the end of the season and kind of get you there. So Eric Ebron's another guy I would absolutely go after. Then the last guy is Leonard Fournette. Okay, Rojo was the guy, and I still think he is, but Leonard Fournette stole a lot of that backfield snap share. He is 34% available in most leagues, so yes, he's gone in most, but he's still out there, and if you can grab him, grab him. He had almost all of the passing downs. He started to get the rushing. It's going to look more and more like a dual backfield, even though Rojo had really good games when Leonard Fournette was out. But I think with them going after Leonard Fournette, they really wanted him to be the number one guy. So I don't care what Rojo did as much as he did. I don't think that really locked him in as the guy for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Obviously, we'll see Monday night when they play the Giants how they really kind of split this backfield. But Leonard Fournette took a lot. So if he's available, absolutely grab him. Again, ask us during our start sits video on Thursday. Obviously on Sunday when we update any lineup questions for you guys on Twitter about that Rojo Leonard Fournette thing. But just keep an eye. Make sure you go after him. So I want to thank you guys for watching our Week 8 waiver wire video. I appreciate, again, all the love you guys have given us, really helping us gain some gain some content that you guys are appreciating. You guys have given us some great feedback in the comments, and obviously we were there to help make sure these videos are right for you guys. Again, we're about 20 subscribers away from that 100 mark. So again, if you haven't subscribed, make sure you hit that subscribe button. If you haven't yet, make sure you follow us on Twitter and Instagram, where you can ask us questions in real time about your lineup, waiver, or trade questions. Trade deadline's ending soon for most leagues. So again, make sure you follow and ask us questions. Again, we'll answer right away. Also, if you hit that like button on this video, and we'll have our start sit video Thursday morning at 9 posted. So keep an eye on that. Obviously hit the notification bell once you subscribe, so that way you get that video notification right away. And I want to say again, thank you so much for all the love you guys have given us. We'll see you next time.